What's up, Numani Nation? I'm back with another episode. Driving with Ray. Today was a decent day, in case you're wondering. I'm on my way to go home, drop off my stuff, take a shower, then go to my massage and facial appointment. So I'm looking forward to that because I've had a long day and I've been having a long last couple of weeks. We left off in the last episode just me addressing what Numani Nation means when we talk about integration and what Numani Nation is trying to bring in your life, which is more fulfillment of your purpose, of your destiny, of your path, right? And so I briefly introduced the AIRAI method to y'all, and it's spelled AIRAI, right? And so we're just going to talk about the first point. And the first point is acknowledgement, right? So when we're talking about integration and we're talking about spiritual alchemy or emotional alchemy, the first part of taking control of your situation in order to get to that point of alchemization, you have to be able to acknowledge, right? And this seems so simple, but a lot of the times we are so quick to try to solve a problem that we don't even know, like the problem that really exists, right? And also we try to identify a problem without accepting the fact that there's a problem in the first place. And so that's the reason why acknowledgement is the first step, and that's the reason why acknowledgement is important. The first step when you have negative emotions that you want to alchemize is to be able to acknowledge that they are there in the first place. Don't identify them, don't do anything about it. It's not about solving it. It's literally about sitting and reflecting with yourself and going, I have something wrong with me right now. There is a problem right now. I am experiencing an internal conflict. I'm experiencing pain. I am experiencing this and this negative emotion, whether it be hate, jealousy, sadness, depression, anxiety, and I want to do something about it. When you acknowledge your emotions, when you acknowledge what's going on without trying to do something about it, you don't understand that in a way you're already working on identifying and solving the problem, because you are creating space for what it is that's going on inside of you. And that space is very important. A lot of the times we don't create space for our negative emotions at all. Whether we acknowledge them or not, we don't create space for them at all, because we're either so quick to do something about it or we're suppressing them so that we don't have to deal with them in the first place. So as you are navigating through your journey, and when these negative emotions come up, I want you to start practicing, after watching this clip, just taking the time when things come up for you to just create space for it. Just stop for a second and whatever you're doing. And this can happen at any space. I know, like, in certain times, like, you might be restricted or limited to what you can do about your situation in the moment, like if you're at work or if you're in the middle of an exam, for example, or something where basically you can't get up right there in that very moment and just walk away. But in your mind, everything is happening in your mind, right? We're experiencing negative emotions in our mind, and so with that being said, acknowledging it is just taking a moment wherever you are, whether it be at your desk, whether it be in your car, whether it be in your house, on your bed, on your couch, in the shower, outside at the gym. It doesn't matter where you are, just sitting and acknowledging and creating space for your emotions so that we can get to the root of the problem, so we can get to the next step. So I want you to start practicing, like, in all your spaces, just stopping and going, something's going on inside of me right now. And that's it. And you sit there in the silence. Allow the silence to be the space materialize for you. There's something wrong with me right now. There's something going on inside of me right now. And that's a full sentence. If you can do that, and you create space through your silence, 30 seconds, a minute, now we're getting to a point where you can move on to the next step, which is to identify. You create space, you sit with it until you feel ready to actually identify it. And for some people, this takes longer than others. And for some people, it also depends on the situation of how much acknowledgement and space you must create for that said negative emotion. And also, emotions are on a frequency, right? And so I'll give you guys a chart. So emotions are on a frequency. And so what that means is that certain emotions you are experiencing at different magnitudes. And the higher that magnitude is of that emotion that you're experiencing, the longer it may take, the more space you may have to create, and the longer it may take for you to get through that acknowledgement process, to get through the silence, and just allow yourself to breathe and decide that you want to make up your mind to get to the next step. Now, what type of things might happen while you're in the acknowledgement step? You might cry. You might be angry. You might scream. You might shout. You may shake. You might start breathing heavy. You start sweating. Your heart rate increases. These are physiological things that are occurring to your body in this acknowledgement process. And this is part of the healing process. When you create space, you allow those emotions to flow in the way that they feel that they need to flow. And for everybody, it's different. And for every emotion, it's different. Some people cry, and some people scream, and some people just shut down and don't say anything. In that acknowledgement process, that is where all of that happens. This is the point in time where you are creating that space to change it into what you want to change it to. So basically what I'm saying to you is you have to allow the physiological effects of the emotion to pour out of you so that you can experience that release by the end of this method, by the end of this process. But by creating space for your emotion, you are putting this emotion somewhere to be neutralized and to then be transmuted and to be alchemized into whatever it is that you want to utilize it for. So what I want y'all to understand is that acknowledgement is everything. Take time for yourself to process things through and through. Not too much time where you start to overthink it before you even get to the next step, which is to identify the actual problem and to really understand what's going on. But just allow yourself to do that, and you will already see changes in your path. Acknowledging, how can you acknowledge it? Like I said, you can acknowledge these things by sitting in silence. You can acknowledge it by meditating, doing breath work. Journaling is a good way to acknowledge it by just writing it out. And this is a process that I would encourage y'all to start learning how to do on your own. I know a lot of times people use other people as a safe space to vent. But the whole point of this method and the whole point of this process is that you are able to create spaces for yourself and within yourself so that you don't have to rely on anybody. And it's nothing wrong with relying on other people, but what if there are other people that you can't rely on? What if you quite literally are alone? What if you are quite literally alone and don't have anybody? You have to be that one person for yourself. And if you can do that, you will be unstoppable, because you'll be able to do anything. You'll be able to take control of your emotions without needing any assistance from any external environment or external factors, and that's very important. And so, yes, so tune into the next video. If you are new here, watch the last video, tap into the podcast, which is on Spotify, the Numani Nation podcast, and follow us on Instagram at numani.nation. Subscribe here, like, and share it with somebody who you feel like needs to hear this.